postcard day today, huh? Beautiful day. Never a doubt, huh? I watched those little thunderbolts all week on Saturday afternoon, but we made it. So we're thankful for that. It was a great day, great crowd, and for me, it was a good day of football. You know, that was a vanilla day. You saw that, you know, with what we did defensively, and that's the plan. We just wanted to let the kids play and not make it an assignment check day. You know, and we wanted to make a team, and there's a bunch of different ways to make a team. So we went the first stringers against the next guys after that, and I thought that even though the score didn't look like it, there was some nice drives by the second group and some good plays, and I thought overall the efficiency of the quarterbacking was good. I'm proud of that, you know, because none of them have played in the game. They're all still learning. So it was pretty good. It was pretty good that way. There's some good running. There's some good plays, some turnovers made by the defense. It was just kind of, I liked it because it was efficient-looking football. Not over. I don't think there were many penalties. You know, we had a couple maybe false starts early, but overall, pretty clean.
Talk about QB efficiency. What's that mean to you? What's your definition of efficiency?
Well, you know, I think that you know, they made the maybe not always the best throw, but the right throw. And what I don't know what the percentages were. It seems to me like it must have been pretty good, and I think that it just looked like they, you know, when they had something, they made a throw and it completed it, and it was okay. You know, we probably had a few too many drops. Otherwise, it would have even looked better. Especially, I think some guys dropped the ball on Tristan quite a bit. So it was, but overall, it was all pretty good that way, Steve, with the quarterback and the quarterback backing efficiency.
Do you have an idea of when and how you want to unveil that pecking order?
That didn't take you long. And I really don't know. I have not thought about it, but we certainly will. You know, this week for our staff, prior to going out for the evaluation time that is part of April and then all of May, this week will be kind of a summary time for us and a planning time, and we will have discussions about our team, which I'm sure that will be one of the talking points, and then we'll have talks about our team, and we will also have a lot of talking about our next team, you know, the recruiting that's coming up, and that's what we will do for the next 4 days.
Yeah, looking at a red shirt for sure.
Is Jebbia looking at a red shirt? You know, he is right now. What he is headed for is what Patrick headed for a year ago. We would like to redshirt Tristan. But we don't have we only have 4 quarterbacks right at this time. So, you know, at this time he would be that guy that would get some repetitions with our offense that's going to play in the games. He would ready himself to be the third string quarterback, and we would hope that he would not play. That would be our approach. And then once we reach some point in the season and that is all clean and looks like it did when it started, then we'd say, okay, we're going to find another angle here on how to do this. And, you know, that might be Zach Darlington like it was a year ago, that guy that could become we're going to have a plan is what I'm telling you. But he is, I think he is a heck of a young quarterback and has done a nice job this spring and made a whole bunch of plays today, I thought. So
Looked like the running game was actually pretty good today. How did you feel the offensive line did as a whole?
I think that the running game was pretty consistent, especially with that first group and even some of the stuff with the twos that looked pretty good. That's exactly what we need. You know, I think that if we could have some consistency on the ground and be that team, it's an absolute necessity.
Mike, is that Cole Conrad move to center, is that kind of permanent now? Do you foresee going forward with that move with him at center?
Part of our discussion will be, you know, because what we've done at center what we've done at right guard, what we've done at slot back, what we've done at quarterback is basically flip the coin. So we've had competition there at those spots. And there are a couple other coin flips that go on with that second group too, you know, John Reardon and Jalen Barnett. So we've got some real competition going on. What's going to be real important for our staff in this next week and then through the summer is evaluating this very, very well and seeing if we will still indeed need to have a coin flip. We don't intend to at some positions, as you already know, but I love the competition. I love the rising of some guys to get into position to compete, to play, and start in the games. I think your team gets stronger that way. I think guys, I've said this before, some guys, they feel like they got to keep the edge, and the other guy feels like I've got an opportunity, and I think that makes everybody, you know, just have to be that much more competitive for the spot. So.
Was it a coin flip to determine that O'Brien would get the first series today, or was it just his turn?
What do you think, Eric?
I don't know.
What do you guys think? Was that a coin flip or was that a sign? It was a coin flip. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Obviously, the operator didn't want to show the 3-4 today, but you're the head coach, so it's your call. Why did you let him do that? Why you didn't?
Because, you know, with the spring game the way it is, we talked about this a lot. I'm not even sure. I don't have an opinion on it. I do have an opinion, but I'm not going to state it. But it's just, you know, this game now with being on TV like it is just becomes another evaluation scouting tool for all of our opponents next year. So there was no way we wanted to do anything that was out of the box at all. And we certainly didn't want them to see what blitzes, all the different fronts, all the stuff that we practiced all spring. I don't want that on tape for somebody. So this was a pre-planned deal. And I'm kind of sorry to have to say that, but that's the way it is. And that's a really smart thing, I think, to do. Because, you know, everybody tapes everybody's games, and then they become just part of the games that you evaluate or scout for the opponents that are coming up.
More games are on TV. Would you show stuff more?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's changed a lot like that, you know.
So Mike,
My goal in the spring game is to practice long enough, you know, a hot day, long enough to just wear out the fans. They eventually have to. I want to please the last person that'll hang up in there and watch the game today. I was so disappointed to do the running clock for the second half because I was trying to find some more time, but I really appreciate all those fans that come to this thing. It really makes it for a special day. And you know, I'll just say too, it's really special for recruiting. I mean, really, it's such a difference maker. So it's pretty exciting.
Hey, Mike, back to run game, what did you see in your 15 practices that told you there was progress, and what maybe didn't you see that you wanted to see in that time?
Well, I think what I've seen so far is there's just enough variety in what we're doing, and there has been some proficiency in some of that stuff. You know, you've seen a little bit of the counter and the counter gap schemes with the pulling elements to it, and I think that is a part that we haven't run much. You know, we're going to have some things in the running game that replace a lot of the quarterback runs that we had a year ago. So that gap scheme, that counter scheme, the bootlegs off of it, that's all a pretty, it's taken, when the first part of spring it was not encouraging, but that's, you know, you got to stay with it, and it's become more encouraging as we have gone on.
Would you say today was a glimpse of how you want to use the tight ends in the offense?
Yes, I think that, you know, the tight end, you know, for what we do, can both be a guy that can be productive and be a threat. Because there's a kind of a simplicity to this thing. You know, if you've got two good wideouts, and we feel really good about Stanley Morgan and DeMornay Pearsonell, and you try to double cover those guys in certain situations, then the interior part of your passing game has got to come alive. You know, your slot back, your tight end, and your running back. So a lot of times the defense can dictate where you're going to be going with the football. And so when our tight end can be productive and can be a threat, and the defense knows it, then they can't so often just flat out double cover your wide receivers, then you got it going on. And so if our tight end and our slot back and especially our running back can catch some balls, life will be better. Our running backs caught a lot of balls today. It was good.
You called it a postcard day. Did seeing those recruits lined up contribute to that picture for you?
Yeah, that was I think a pretty good picture, and I'm so thankful for all for this, that it was a nice day, but also just for this, for the crowd, for what this is. I think that it's until you're right in it, and for these recruits and for the people that are visiting, you can talk about it, but that's why it was just perfect. It was pretty good football. It's a great bunch of athletes that are here visiting. It's a nice day. Our fans were our fans. It's a great picture. I love it. I think it's, we just got to keep going.
Put the spring in perspective. What's your gut feeling about this team heading into summer conditions?
I really like this team. I think that we're going to have to continue to grow. And when you're talking about putting in a whole new defense and then making it come alive in the games and having it be good, so we're going to have a lot of growth, with a lot of thought going into what we do in fall camp. I think that we have to continue to do the same thing with the offensive line in the running game. That has to continue to push. There's some signs that it's getting okay. We've got to have guys step up behind DeMornay Pearsonell and Stanley Morgan. We've got to have a guy step up at the slot back. Keon Williams, J.D. Spielman, somebody, moving up in there. We got to have the tight ends consistently make plays. So we need growth, right? I'm going through every player on the team. So we just need to keep growing. I think that the work that our quarterbacks do with our people this summer will be big. And then I think our evaluation of what we're doing and how we're going to really hone it down for fall camp will be important. Those are exciting choices because they play such a big role in what it's going to look like in the fall. I think this team has the makings of a good team, but we need some of those parts to rise up to be great.
Wyatt Mazur seemed to grow within this game, went from the white to the red team.
Say that again?
Wyatt Mazur seemed to grow within this game, went from the white to the red team. What did you see from him? Why did you make the move to put him on the red?
Well, a lot of that movement, there were a lot of guys that at halftime or a quarter change made the change of jersey just to, as some of the guys that were in the red jerseys, as we were done having them play, some guys from the other team moved into the red, and so some more guys from the white could play. And I'm really hoping everybody got to play today. That was the goal. That's why I was bleeding that clock at the end and calling timeout when you guys were all ready to go get a hamburger. So it was, but Wyatt is a fun football player. Wyatt was emerging to play in our games last year until he got hurt. And then it was a significant injury. He stayed out a long time, appears to be back. I like him a lot.
They approved that Canvas system the other day, which I know is something you really wanted. Do you have any early thoughts on that?
Yeah, Brian, they approved it, but it's not active until January. Did you know that? Yeah. I think it's absolutely great. I think it's a long time coming. I think that an additional full-time coach on the staff, let's face it, all around the country at this level, those guys are there, and they're already working. They're not maybe coaching actively, but they're already working at most of the places. It will be an easy hire for people, and we need it. The coaching, the mentoring of your own team with one more person is a big factor. We have the worst, I guess. It's not bad, but it is the worst student-teacher ratio of all the sports, right? So we're going to get one more person like that to be with our team. And the other thing is you'll have one more guy on the road recruiting, which is our lifeblood. So I think it's a great thing. I wish they would have activated it right now. I do not know why that had to happen like that. I'm sure they have reasons, but I don't necessarily I was really looking forward to it being active right away. But
Based on this weekend and now going out and evaluating, how excited are you about the recruiting momentum you guys have?
turn around. Excuse me, Sam. No.
Based on the recruiting weekend and and going out and evaluating, how excited are you about the momentum right now?
I am energized at this very, very moment about this weekend in total, right? It is so much fun because we are now seeing some of these young men really understand and see what this place is about and what it can be, and having a vision that I have, you know, and it's exciting. There's been a lot go on, and then I thought the football day was great, you know, and so I am really pumped up about all this. It's a great feeling right now. These pieces, and like I said, it really has to do, I think, with the continued educating of these guys that are out there that are difference makers, that can feel it. They can feel this whole idea that we have of what's going to take place here. See ya. Thank you.